welcome to the April edition of the Dragon Chronicles, where we'll go over what has been going on this past month and what you can look forward to in the month of April. And I just want to extend a huge thank you to everybody that tuned into the first episode of the Dragon Chronicles and our Waypoint series. Loving the feedback. I'm glad you guys and gals are enjoying the episodes, and I'm really excited on what we've got in store for you coming up for the rest of this year. It's going to be really cool, y'all. We truly have one of the best enthusiast communities around our business, and it's something we've been building for over 20 years. And for those of y'all that have been in there for the long haul,
appreciate you.
Y'all are awesome. Now let's get into what's been happening the past, March? Wow, this year's flying by. And what you can look forward to coming up in the month of April 2026.
We're going to show you guys a little parallel road to 129 here. If you're ever just feeling adventurous and want to check out some other roads and you're already familiar with this one, just be chill back through here. This is neighborhood stuff. We're not trying to encourage anybody to act a fool around these neighborhoods. It's a pretty place, but we don't want to bother anybody. But you can turn left at this intersection here and go back towards the lodge that's going to be I forget the name, Santitla Marina Lodge or something like that. We'll get back to that. Get you an update on that when we know more. But it used to be a Blue Waters Lodge. It's really pretty though. Just be chill when it's done. Yeah, they're doing some kind of be prepared to stop construction stuff here.
Oh, we haven't been back this way since they've started all this construction.
For a minute, doing something right there.
Oh, wow.
Adding on to, is that added on to?
I don't know, a huge facelift though.
Nice.
Wow.
We know the people who purchased this property and they've been putting a lot of effort into it, obviously. So looking forward to revealing more about that in an upcoming episode. So if you want to find out more about this place, subscribe.
Stay tuned.
And stay tuned for more, yeah. So these are all campsites along the lake here. They're first come, first serve, single tent campsites. There's probably, 6 of them up through here?
I think so.
6 or 8. And I think they're really cool, some of the better spots along the lake.
And you can get just a smidge of cell service.
Yeah.
If you're lucky and you stand on one foot and cock your ears the right way.
There's nobody down there right now. And that's one we used to take the dogs to and kind of play around in. It's really pretty close to the road, not a big hike down to it. That one also is empty. So what's been going on?
Well, the action has certainly been heating up around here with the weather, with the exception of today.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of chilly out today. It's supposed to be almost freezing tonight. Pretty sharp little cold snap that we caught these past 2 days, and there's a bunch of warnings for fire prevention and stuff right now because the humidity is really low, the wind is pretty high, and everything is so dry that any kind of fire will get out of hand pretty quick. So I got some warnings on the phone about fire conditions. But 129 is kind of up that way about half a mile. We're gonna stay to the left as we get to little intersections here and hug the lake.
Going back to the beginning of March, Daryl kicked that off with is it Cars and Coffee? Caffeine and Octane.
Caffeine and Octane, yeah.
I always get it mixed up. And you clear this way.
Going by the marina here for Lake Santitla. But yeah, Caffeine and Octane was pretty cool. I went out with Justin and the Atlanta Custom Wraps entourage, and he gets like a VIP spot in there, and I got some pretty cool shots with the 360 on the high point showing the crowd and everything coming in and out. And Justin was interviewed on their new podcast that they're doing starting this year.
And we filmed our first Waypoints episode up on the Rattler 209 and just had a wonderful time out that day with friends. Thanks again, guys, for being our camera car for that.
Yeah.
And what interesting thing happened, or funny, I don't know, you decide once you hear the story. On the way home, we're coming back by the Silva area, and on the other side of the 4-lane, this is late in the evening at dusk, the sun's kind of already starting to settle, and we see an SUV broke down with 4 girls standing around the front, all with our cell phones out.
The hood up.
With the hood up.
Looking at the motor, yeah.
And I told Daryl, I'm like, they're all on the phone with different people probably trying to figure out what's wrong.
Boyfriends and husbands, yeah.
So we turn around and go back, and it turns out they were on their way up to the Asheville area for a bachelorette party when they ran into a little bit of car trouble. And they already had called a trooper and had him on the way, but we were able to, or Daryl was able to identify what the issue was and relay that to the husbands and such.
And they were on the inside of a turn that was kind of blind and 4-lane. So there's Santitla Dam, which is a pretty unknown dam. A lot of people never see this thing, never come back this road. And it's the dam that that controls the water levels for Santitla Lake, which is the giant lake that Robbinsville and Graham County basically surrounds. There's a nice little picnic table in here, parking area.
So we got the girls, left them with the state troopers. Shout out to Officer Gibbs. He's the one that showed up.
So you want to talk about that for just a second? Like, what are the odds? This was a guy that's a state trooper that Lori has known since she was in school. That she went to school with this guy. And he was all the way out there working and was the one that responded to the call. When he showed up, they're like, and then also what was funny was the family and the girls, they were kind of nervous about everything. They felt that we might be nefarious or whatever, there. And then, we're trying to tell them, no, it's cool. We're not here to do anything, untoward or whatever, trying to rob you or something. We show up in a Mercedes. But then he shows up and he's like, hey, Lori. It's like, they're probably like, well, these people know everybody.
Yeah, it's like, I even got on the phone with one of the mothers to reassure her that he was a very legitimate police officer, highway patrol.
That he wasn't even a real. She couldn't see that he showed up in a full state trooper car. They're not going to be imposters driving around in those things. So we got the kayakers. The river's flowing today, so that dam controls the water flow on this river, which we're about to come out onto 129, and it's the one that you see it goes in front of Tapoco Lodge and all that. So it's class 4, class 5 rapids, and there's more cars. Like, we never see cars here normally, but they're down here putting in and stuff like that.
And this is kind of the funny part about stopping to help the stranded motorist.
You know where this is going.
Is that in years past, we have had a history of, if we have stopped to assist someone that's broken down, picked up hitchhiker, whatnot, that one of our cars breaks down and leaves us stranded the next day. So if you've been following Daryl's social media, you will have noticed where the AMG is currently in the shop.
Tricky spot to pull
Clear.
out from here. Can't see up the road very far there.
So it was the very next night after helping the stranded motorist that the AMG just decided, yep, I need a break for a little while. You get to drive the Cayman. So years ago, gosh, what was the first one? We were on our way to Murphy. I had to pick up something from Walmart, and we picked up a pedestrian that was, hitchhiking. It was starting to rain, not great weather during the winter months. We pick her up, take her to the first gas station, drop her off, continue on, and then had a failure in the Evo, the rear diff.
Rear diff, yeah.
Decided to expel all of its fluid and lock up, sending us kind of sailing off of the the side of the 4-lane.
Suddenly pulling the e-brake, the back tires locked up, and I was, at highway speed basically, and was able to keep it straight and just slid off into the shoulder and come to a stop there.
So for instance number 2, oh yes, there's more than one. Again, during the winter months, we had been over in Maryville, kind of hanging out with friends, and we were heading back home kind of late one night, and this was when we had the Mini Cooper. And it was, about 12 or 20 degrees that night. And there is a vehicle stopped at Parsons Branch, but I think with his hazards on, so it being so cold, and then in the middle of the night, we stopped and was like, hey man, what's going on? Can we help? And it turns out he had ran out of gas. So it's like, okay, it'll take us about an hour, but we'll be back. And, just told him to get in the vehicle. He couldn't let it run because it was out of gas. So we go home, get a gas can, fill it up, and the guy sits with me in the car while Daryl puts the gas in. And he was asking about the nearest gas stations and that sort of thing. And I was like, well, everything's pretty much going to be closed. And he was on his way to South Carolina. I'm like, Bryson City is going to be your best bet, or to go back towards Maryville. And he's like, no, I can't go back that way. I got to keep going. So it's like, okay. So I draw him a map with all the roads and where the gas stations are. And, we make sure the vehicle starts. And I think you may have had to jump start it too because the battery was dead.
Yeah, we brought the jump box because we knew he's sitting there with his hazard lights on in the cold. It might kill the battery, and sure enough it did.
So fast forward to the next night, we're heading back over to Maryville to show our friends our new puppy, because that's when we got Mia. And then the Mini Cooper fails. But I think that was the time that the belt broke and it shot the spark plug out the top of it.
I think that was the night it blew the spark plug, seems like.
So it left us disabled, and my brother comes to the rescue with a trailer to get us. On the way back, he's telling us about how he had come out to his truck that morning and the door was open, and his neighbor's truck had been stolen. Turns out the guy that ran out of gas that we stopped to help was a car thief.
That car was stolen.
He had stolen it at a gas station when the people went in to pay for the gas before they pumped it.
So it was practically on E.
And so he runs out halfway through the Dragon. Here we come along, handy helpers. It's like, yeah, we'll get you some gas.
And I let him sit in the driver's seat of the car to get warm while I put gas in his truck. He could have very easily pulled a knife on Lori or something and said, get out, and took our car and left us standing there with nothing and in temperatures that would kill you. Yeah.
So
Crazy.
He gets into Robbinsville, runs out of gas again, and one of the vehicles he happens to try and steal is my brother's truck. Turns out the kids had been out playing in it the day before and left the key on, and the battery was dead.
And he lives like not easy to find place. It's like way back in this road off 129, but you gotta take a couple of turns. What are the odds of this guy going to her brother's house? It's pretty cool seeing the kayakers there.
So, and if you turn your attention over to the river, you're going to see the kayakers, and this is their first river release of the season. And it gets a lot busier next month. The river releases coming up in April are going to be the 11th and 12th, 18th and 19th, and 25th and 26th. So if you're coming down this way from Robbinsville to Topoco or vice versa, a little extra caution, because you might have a few rafters in and about the road or people spectating.
Yeah. Topoco is slammed.
Yeah, we're going to kind of pull in here, check it out. Got one coming.
Yep. They have a narrow little gate system here, so if you're in a group that's moving in or out, try to keep it moving.
That's a gnarly setup.
Thank you.
drone cam without the drone. What's up, man?
Yeah, hopping little spot down here at Topoco. That's what he said. This is going to be... So here we are going to do part of the off the tarmac portion of the episode and show you the hike here on the property at Topoco that we mentioned last time. All right, let's go check out this trail, y'all, out to Bear Creek Falls. Later.
So we're back. We picked up Lori here. She walked out a mile overall, basically.
Yeah.
Half mile out, half mile back. Should I start rolling?
We can start rolling.
Okay. Go up to the store and drop off this 3D print merch. If I can get in the parking lot.
Whew. That was a hike, y'all.
Hope you enjoyed the footage. I know you got some good stuff. As soon as you took off walking, you were so in shadow, and that shirt is the color of trees. So it was really hard to see you. But luckily I spotted you at one point with the drone and was able to get that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it should be some good, decent footage.
Yeah, so I was wrong. I thought it was a quarter mile out, quarter mile back. No, double that. Half mile out, half mile back. And it's a little bit sketch terrain. There are some places that it is so narrow, your foot barely fits. And if it gives way, you're going for a swim. I didn't go for a swim. We'll take that as the win for the day. Ooh, buddy. So yeah, that's a nice little hike. I do recommend you bug spray. I had my tall boots on. Thankfully, it's still the time of year when not too many creepy crawlies are out, but I have heard of a few people already having ticks on them.
Yeah, Kamal was telling me yesterday that he's already had some chicks and tiggers.
So, bug spray, y'all.
Check yourself.
Check yourself. My boots have been sprayed with that Prometheus, the stuff that bugs don't like, and it makes them go away. The weather has been a bit sporadic through the month of March. It's been 70, and then we've had snow, and then it's 70 again, and then we had snow, And then it was 70 again.
And it's freezing tonight.
And now it's freezing again. So the weather this time of year is still a little hit or miss. Pack and dress for everything. Layers are your friend. And if you didn't catch the video that Daryl just released recently of Zeb Ross and the J Creek Cloggers, they made an appearance at the Tail of the Dragon store. And I gotta tell you, it was really cool. I love watching them. I mean, it's like happy feet.
Synchronization between people is pretty cool, yeah.
They were doing a dedication over at Fontana Village that night on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That we were fortunate enough to be able to attend. The buffet, which was Irish themed, was fantastic. The new chef over there, he knows what's up.
Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie. You did good, man. You did good. And they had a little dancing, some show, got participants from the crowd, which my buddy might have sold me out and be like, hey, go get that one in the back that's hiding from everybody.
You got to dance with Zeb Ross, though. I mean, how many people would love to be able to say that, you know?
Yeah, it's like I'm back there hiding, like nobody sees me, and all of a sudden I see Zeb kind of give me that look and point, like, you're next, little lady. But it was a hoot. It was a ton of fun. So thank you, Zeb, for the dance. It was a ton of fun. Even though I didn't know what I was doing, I tried. I gave it my best. I don't think I failed miserably. I think it was so-so.
It was so-so. Yeah, it was so-so. That's where we're going.
Ooh, we're here at the Tail of the Dragon store. It's still pretty hopping for a Saturday evening. Kind of go in here, check out what the scene is like.
This is employees only, y'all. Don't do this.
Yeah, you gotta have Killboy privileges for this.
Right. Watch my camera.
Oh, and that's as far as we go.
So here's where we're parking. We'll be back shortly.
Let's
Stay
go
tuned.
check the store out. After a little excursion at the store, and whoo, buddy, I tell you, when it's hectic, it's hectic.
Yeah.
And when it clears out,
talking to people, seeing friends, watch the crosswalk. So we're gonna turn around down here at 28. But we just want to show you guys the road is closed right now. They're having to deal with a little wildfire situation down there, and so yeah, you have to turn around right here. Can't go that way. Find another way, Pizza Boy. And they're having the mini bike racing tonight at the store, so the parking lot is getting prepped for that. They'll start moving people out of it. I assume these guys are walking.
Oh.
He's waving us on by.
Thank you. Whew.
So it's like 5 p.m. on a Saturday here, so we're gonna kind of show you what the scene is up on the road right now. And Lori's gonna fill you in on everything that's been going on for the past month and what's coming up, I guess. I don't know what's next. What's the next segment?
The what has been happening part.
Okay, so we're gonna go over what's been going on in March. What's up?
Had the Corvette Expo, which I think it happened a little earlier this year than normal. And from what I understand, the turnout may have been a little lower this year.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was quite as many as there has been in previous years, and I don't know if it's a date change or just a loss of interest.
Yeah,
if you know.
I didn't do the count on the photos that our guys got. They came through like late in the day as sort of a parade deal, and then we can usually count pretty easily how many are participating in that part of the show. Of course, that doesn't include everybody that's at the expo event.
And we had the little KA band there. That looks like the Mustang that was pulled over.
Did it have red
the other day.
lights?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was black and red, I think.
So we've been hearing of more checkpoints around the area and in the county. So mind your P's and Q's and be on the lookout for those if you're planning a visit anytime soon.
Right.
We had the first Dragon Rally of the season. I believe it was Dragon Rally number 51 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and if you missed the one for March, don't worry, there's another one coming up in April, and we'll have those dates for you whenever we get to what you can look forward to in the month of April.
Yeah, I think he pretty much does the general Dragon Rally every month, and then some specialty rallies outside of that too. Car flashing their lights there.
Oh, we must have a policeman sitting down here.
Could be an accident also. This turn right here is pretty bad for wrecks. It looks easy and fast, and then
there's something in the ditch.
Yeah, you come around and it tightens up, and people run off the road on the exit because they don't realize how tight the turn is. He's pointing me to the other lane to go around, and there's literally cars piled up in the lane.
It's like, do they have someone directing traffic on the other end, or are they just blindly?
And like, get your bikes out of the road if you can when you're in these type of situations.
No, is that Supra stopping? There's stuff coming from the other. They are not doing a very good job of directing traffic here. Sorry if you're one of the people that's on the side of the road helping, but
yeah, everybody's standing around, and it's like spread out and manage traffic. Don't all stand where the accident is with your thumb up your butt.
Because the traffic in the other direction.
Traffic.
Yeah.
And manage the flow. You can't have one person standing there doing everything.
Yeah, it's a blind turn that they're entering right here, and these cars that are coming at us, they don't know because there's no one down here slowing traffic down. That's like a recipe for...
And now they're stopped right there.
Yeah.
And I got a car coming up behind me, so I can't just stop here to warn people.
Yeah. So...
Put your hand out and let them know.
Woo. So right now, Ponies in the Smokies is going on, and they are out in force.
Yeah.
They are a lot of ponies running around right now. And recently, I suppose we're allowed to talk about this, we just got back from doing a shoot with Continental Tire that for a kind of off-road 50/50 tire they're releasing. I can't say much more than that about it. But we were there, we were hired to be there to get photos for the journalist as they tested the tire out at the BMW Performance Center in Greer, South Carolina. And this is not our first time being there. We've worked with Continental Tire a few years ago with a different, more street tire at the BMW Performance Center.
Also a motorcycle tire though, yeah.
Yeah. And we have a lot of fun.
They had a really cool off-road section there. I mean, they don't have a lot of room, but what they did have, they really utilized it, and they had all kinds of different obstacles and terrains to really like play around. It would be a cool place just to go spend the day goofing off with your bike out there on the off-road sections. It was really cool.
And as part of the test circuit or whatnot, because the journalists spent the first day at the center, and then the second day we actually got out on the road and into the woods and did part of the BDR. Is that what
You're
it
right,
is?
yeah, the BDR trails, back roads, discovery routes, or something, I think is what it is. Really cool little place. It was quite a little hump to get there, but neat river crossing and off-road section to play in.
I got to get photos of a bike jumping, or multiple of the bikes were jumping stuff, and I am so in love with those photos. I hope that the company and the journalists like them as much as I enjoy getting the photos, because I'm just like, I can't believe I got that photo. It's so good, so good.
Yeah, these are like poster-worthy stuff, I think. It was pretty cool.
In the creek crossing, I'm really glad I took my waterproof boots. They came in handy.
She stood out in the water and got shots of the bikes busting through it and everything with the big lens. It's pretty cool.
So thank you to Continental Tire for having us back, and our buddy Neil Bailey at Neil Bailey Rides for getting us hooked up with all that and being there with us. You know, we always have a lot of fun working with Neil, and we look forward to doing more stuff with him in the future. Going on right now at the end of March also is the March Moto Madness, which is more of a touring bike event that happens over in Topoco Plains. And we were just talking to a friend at the store that lives in Topoco, and she was saying that, oh yeah, they are there in abundance, which I would like to check that out sometime. I've got to like get it up here in my register that, hey, this is happening. Remember to go check it out. Sometimes if you just want to cruise, there's no harm in pulling over and letting other traffic scoot on through.
Have their own fun at their own pace.
That's right. And the Honora crew,
Honda Acura.
They are having their day on the Dragon today. We've seen a few Hondas. Maybe we should have drove the Honda. It's a little loud on the inside. If you've been in an S2000, you know how much they drone. And another turn of weather events that I forgot to mention was it hailed at Topoco a couple weeks ago while we were there for dinner.
Insert footage.
And that is the first time that I remember getting any significant hail in the area in probably a year or two, I think. And it came down in 2 different storms or showers while we were eating.
Yeah. Especially any kind of hail that was of concern. Like, you know, sometimes it'll just be like little small pelletized stuff, and you know that it's not going to hurt the car. But what you got on video, I wasn't in town. She sent it to me, and I was like, is there any dents in the Macan? Because it looked like it was kind of significant size, but it still wasn't big enough to dent it. So,
whew, thank goodness, because you know I was checking Porky out whenever I got back to the parking lot.
We've been traumatized by hail pelletization in the past and know what it can do.
Oh yeah, it destroyed our Mini Cooper that time.
Yeah, golf balled that thing. All good though. Got some bikes coming up on us here.
So as we head into the month of April, as they say, April showers bring May flowers. So in looking at the forecast, it has been a little dry. We are under like fire advisories where they're advising you not to have a fire.
Yeah, it's very dry and pretty windy right now. So they're like, any kind of fire will get out of control real fast here. So,
but thankfully there is some precipitation in the forecast coming up for the first weekend in April. Sorry if you've got your event booked then, but we need the area. We want the place to not burn down.
Yeah, really. It's either rain or they close the road because they're fighting some kind of fire. So,
like 28 right now is closed because they're fighting a fire.
Those bikes get on by.
BMW bikes, more BMW bikes.
Yeah, that
March Moto Madness.
That Moto Madness rally is a pretty big adventure bike rally, nationwide thing. So there's a lot of those guys running around this week, all week.
And just having been at the BMW Performance Center and watching the journalists and the instructors go through the off-road course, I mean, it's kind of got me having that little bit of itch going, okay, maybe I want to do that on a bike. It looks kind of fun. Maybe I need a touring bike. I don't know. What do you think? What are your recommendations? What's a good touring bike for someone my size? I don't want to get into anything over 1,000 liters.
Or should she just ride her Ducati Scrambler
across country?
Full throttle.
I need a windscreen. So going into the month of April, that's when things really, I would say, start picking up and getting busy around here. Kicking it off, first weekend in April, the 3rd and 4th, we have Spring Toge Fest, which is, it can be hit or miss, moderate size, big, small, depends on what people decide. But on the flip side, the 4th and 5th, we have Tug Fest. And between the two, they should be fairly decent sized groups. Not mostly cars, all cars.
Yeah, there's not as many motorcycle events and rallies and stuff anymore. This Moto Madness one being one of the biggest ones of the year now. And it's really based in Tellico on the other side of the Skyway. But we get a lot of bleed over participants coming over here from it. But yeah, mostly it's car stuff on the calendar. But get with Tail of the Dragon and get your event on the calendar though, so that everybody can kind of plan accordingly around it. If somebody's looking to have an event and they need to know what's going on to make sure they're not jamming up in here, making things worse than they could be if there's a big event or something. It's good to know what's going on.
And coming up on April 5th, the first Sunday, I presume they're still doing the Enthusiast 30 drive from Topoco on that Sunday.
Yeah, that's Easter, so I don't know if that's going to get pushed to the following. I know Caffeine and Octane in Georgia got pushed to the following Sunday just to stay clear of Easter, because a lot of people are doing family stuff and church stuff and whatnot. So not sure. They'll post it up on their pages, I'm sure, if it's is happening.
And going into the second weekend in April, we got a couple bigger groups that are going to be in the area. The 10th and 11th is the Civic X and Wake the Dragon, which is a pretty large group, and I want to say they're the ones that have already kind of hit a record number of attendees for the year.
Yeah, they said they did. I think it was 250 or something.
Wow. We got to get the Honda out for that one.
Yeah.
Also, April 10th and 11th is going to be Prius and the Dragon. This is going to be their 4th year, and that's a little bit of a smaller group, I think. Probably 20 cars or less.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Glenn could tell us, I'm sure, but to be a car that's as common as it is, it's just not the type of car that
somebody waving.
An enthusiast, I guess, of curvy roads is going to choose, but some do, and they make it work. And it's just, to be such a large pool of drivers driving them, to have such a small number come out for this thing is kind of ironic, but keeps it a little more intimate that way, right?
Yeah. And yeah. April 10th through the 12th is going to be the Ren Sport Dragon Rally for the air-cooled Porsches. Kind of taking it a little easier here.
Yeah, it looked like somebody was about to walk out in the road, dude. Pull out in the road.
So yeah, the Ren Sport air-cooled Porsche Rally, it's a mid-size, because there's not a whole lot of those cars running around.
Air-cooled, right.
It's nowhere near as big as the regular Ren Sport Rally.
Right.
But if you've got one of the little cool air-cooled guys, check these guys out and come hang out with them. Going into the following weekend is going to be the Wookiees in the Woods, which is one of the larger groups. That's April 17th and 18th. And also on April 18th is going to be the Dragon Rally for that month. April 22nd through the 26th is the Dills Gap Rotary Rally. And this is a pretty significant group.
Yeah.
And
it's a big rally.
Bryson City, is that their headquarters now?
I'm not sure.
I think they moved all their headquarters and stuff over around the Bryson City area, or they had the last I heard. Ooh, trying to get us speeding. We do 33 miles an hour, sir.
Speeding? I mean, we are breaking the law.
True. I hadn't seen one of those cars yet.
Yeah, it's like is it the Charger? Charger.
Yeah.
That state trooper. Livery on it. Looks very unique.
Yeah, kind of sneaky, not used to looking for that. And going into the end of the month and into the 1st of May, April 29th to May 3rd, is going to be probably one of the largest groups that we have in the area, and that's going to be Minis on the Dragon.
Minis as in Mini Coopers. I don't know if there's any confusion there. Just in case.
Mini Coopers, little cars. April 30th through May 3rd is going to be the Tame the Dragon event, and this is the BMW K1600 Owners Forum, and they will be gathering over at the Iron Horse Lodge in Stokoa. Also coming up in April, Fontana Village is going to be getting back into full swing. The Damn Gift Shop is now open Friday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You know, you can stop in, get a little snack, souvenir.
That's the one up on Fontana Dam itself, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their gas station gift shop down at the Fontana Village has been open pretty much all through the year, right?
I think so.
They open like every day, maybe shorter hours during the winter, but they have multiple gift shops, 3 at least. The one in the general store, they've got some shirts and stuff in there.
They had some up at the grill last year as well. I'm not sure if they'll be doing that again.
That's true. Yeah, they had those racks there.
And speaking of the grill, Quill's Canteen is going to be open for lunch starting April 8th, and the coffee house that's right there in with the canteen will be open also, which that was a nice addition toward the end of last year. I only got to go by a couple times, but what I had there was really good, so I'm looking forward to checking them out again this year. And going into this year, Fontana's really excited. They've got a new team of people, a new executive chef, new food and beverage, and a new addition, a pastry chef. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what executive chef Brian McGacken, I am so sorry if I'm saying her name wrong.
I think you got it right.
His New Jersey restaurant was featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and you know it's got to be good food if Guy Fieri.
Yep.
I keep on to say Fiero or Ferrero.
Ferrari.
So it takes me a minute. I have to say it in my head to make sure I'm getting it right. And so I still get it wrong. You know what I mean. The guy with the spiky blonde hair that drives a cool convertible car. We're really excited to see what new innovative dishes that are going to be coming to Fontana Village's menu this year. We already got a little sampling of it whenever we went over for the J Creek Cloggers and that shepherd's pie. And those mutant carrots. I mean, these carrots were as big around as my arm. Like, seriously, how'd they get them that big? I don't know. But it was tasty. I ate it. So, I mean, if I start growing an extra ear, like out my nose or something, yeah, that might be why.
It's pretty. So once again, thanks you guys for tuning in. Hope it was informative and you got a taste of what things are like out here, what to do and what not to do. Anything you can do to interact with the video helps out our algorithm. We're not sponsored by anybody but ourselves. So hey, there goes a second law enforcement officer. Oh, that's that Maverick Special Edition FOMO. No, that's not it. Anyway. Interact with the video. We appreciate it. Like, comment, and all that stuff. It helps. Just rewind and fast forward, watching all the way to the end. You guys rock.
You can join us the first Thursday of next month for the next installment of the Dragon Chronicles, and in 2 weeks for the next edition of Waypoints. I can't wait to see where we go, because you know I haven't planned it yet.
Not you, wait till the last minute. Yeah, the Waypoints series are ones where we get out and we show you other places around the area that are really interesting. So we'll figure something out by then.
Always.
We'll wait till the last minute. And I mean, sometimes that works though, because conditions change. There might be a wildfire that's blocking a road that we plan to go on. So you put all your efforts into one thing and then you can't do it. But yeah, we'll figure something out. It'll be cool. Promise.
So thanks y'all. And until next time. Bye.